Have you ever wondered why those early morning signs of vitality seem to have disappeared? Is it just age or a silent warning from your body? I'm Dr. James, men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping thousands of men over 60 restore what they thought was lost forever. And let me be honest with you from the start. Loss of male vitality is not an inevitable part of aging. It's a result of silent changes in your body that no one talks about. During regular health checkups, doctors might measure your blood pressure, cholesterol, or glucose, but they rarely talk about sexual health in depth. The truth is, declining erections aren't simply a result of getting older. They happen because your body is slowly losing its ability to deliver blood to your most vital areas. And if you ignore this, what starts as a minor performance issue can turn into a complete breakdown of your manhood. The sad part is many men blame themselves. They think it's stress, relationship fatigue, or that they've simply lost their edge. But here's the truth. You haven't lost anything. Your body still has the ability to respond if you know how to fuel it the right way. Physical and mental health are deeply intertwined. When blood flow weakens, and key hormones like testosterone silently decline, it doesn't just drain your body, it shakes your self-esteem, your energy, and even your emotional connection with others. A weakening body creates a clouded mind. But as you begin to rebuild your strength, your confidence and clarity return stronger than ever. The good news, your recovery is absolutely within reach. No prescriptions, no awkward visits. Just a clear understanding of how your body works after 60 combined with the right natural tools, including nutrition, simple habits, and expert-backed strategies. In today's video, I'll reveal 5 natural supplements I've consistently recommended to help men boost blood circulation, improve sexual response, and restore deep, lasting strength from the inside out. These aren't quick fixes, they're long-term strategies to reclaim the man you still are. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll share a powerful nutrient that even many doctors overlooked, but it holds the key to rebuilding true masculine confidence from the core. This is a journey for you men over 60 who still want to live fully, love deeply, and feel that powerful connection between body and mind. If this message speaks to you, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're ready to take action, or AO if you'd like me to explain something further down now. Let's begin with the truth about male erections. After 60-something, most men don't learn until it's far too late. And from there, we'll take step-by-step action to rebuild a stronger, healthier, and more vital version of you. So now that you understand what's truly happening beneath the surface after 60, here's the question that could change everything for you. What if there was a natural way to restore blood flow not just temporarily, but consistently, safely, and from within? This is where I begin almost every recovery plan with my male patients, especially those in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. It all starts with restoring circulation. And for that, few compounds are as reliably or as quietly L-citrulline. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What? That was exactly the reaction I got when I first introduced this to my patients years ago. Some of them raised their eyebrows, others chuckled politely. But a few weeks later, many of those same men called me back, this time with a different tone. Some were surprised, others were relieved. But the most common phrase I heard was, Doc, I feel something coming back. L-citrulline isn't some flashy synthetic pill from a late-night ad. It's a naturally occurring amino acid that your body already knows how to use. What makes it remarkable is what it becomes: nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as the green light for your blood vessels. It tells them to relax, expand, and allow blood to move freely, especially to the most intimate areas of your body. Without nitric oxide, it doesn't matter how mentally aroused you are or how emotionally ready you feel. If blood isn't getting where it needs to go, nothing happens. You're essentially trying to inflate a tire with a blocked valve. And for many men, that's not just frustrating, it's quietly devastating. L-citrulline works by gently coaxing your vascular system back into flow. It's not forceful. It doesn't spike your system like some pharmaceutical quick fix. It rebuilds your body's natural pathways. Over time, blood begins to move more freely. Erections become easier, firmer, more consistent. But more than that, start feeling like yourself again. That quiet confidence that often fades with age. It begins to resurface not only in the bedroom but throughout your day. You stand taller, you feel lighter, you engage more. I remember one patient, Robert. He was 71, recently widowed, and had no plans to date. He wasn't chasing romance, he just wanted to feel like a man again. Not for anyone else, for himself. I started him on a simple, pure form of L-citrulline, no additives, no hype. About a month later he called me. His voice was shaky, but his message was clear. Something's waking up again, and I didn't expect it. That's the beauty of this compound. It doesn't override your system, it restores it. It reminds your body of what it once did naturally and gives it the raw materials to start doing it again. Think of it like restoring an old engine, not with aggressive tools or shortcuts, but with precision and care, one part at a time. And when that engine turns over again, it's something you don't forget. From my clinical experience, most men benefit from doses between 500 to 3,000 milligrams per day. But here's the trick. Don't rely on the supplement alone. Pair it with light, daily walks, stretching, or even focused breathing exercises to amplify circulation. These small actions act like allies to L-citrulline, helping it work smarter, not harder. And in just a few weeks, the changes aren't just physical, they're psychological. Men report better sleep, improved mood, and a renewed sense of purpose. And let's be honest, erection is not just a physical act, it's emotional, psychological, even spiritual. It's about how we perceive ourselves as men, how connected we feel to our bodies, and how alive we feel inside them. When that part of you returns, everything shifts. Posture, presence, perspective. That's why I always start here, because without proper blood flow, nothing else matters. Else it lays the foundation. But circulation alone is not the end goal, it's just the beginning. Once we get the blood moving again, the next challenge is keeping those vessels clean, resilient, and elastic, like maintaining a freshly unclogged pipe, ensuring the water continues to flow without obstruction. And for that, we turn to a powerful, natural extract, something that many men walk past in the grocery aisle every day without realizing how transformative it can be for male performance and longevity. Stay with me, because what comes next might be the piece you didn't know you were missing. 2. Now that we've got blood flowing again, let me ask you this: what's the point of opening the pipes if those pipes are rusted, inflamed, or partially blocked? This is the next crucial step in reclaiming male vitality, because strong blood flow alone isn't enough. You need clean, flexible, healthy vessels to carry that blood where it matters. And this brings us to one of the most underrated and, in my experience, one of the most powerful natural tools available to older men: grapeseed extract. I'll be honest, when I first mentioned grapeseed extract to patients, many look skeptical. Really, doc, that sounds like something from a health food store shelf, not something that could help down there. But here's the truth: that tiny, overlooked compound from the seed of a fruit you've probably eaten your whole life could be the missing link in restoring not just your performance, but your entire cardiovascular foundation. You see, over my 30 years working with aging men, there's one truth I've seen confirmed time and time again: you cannot achieve strong, lasting erections if your arteries are stiff, narrow, or inflamed. You might feel desire, you might even get partially aroused, but the blood won't get there or stay there long enough to mean anything. That's not a testosterone issue. That's a blood delivery issue. And grapeseed extract directly addresses that. It's packed with something called oligomeric proanthocyanidins. You don't need to memorize that name, but you do need to know what it does. These compounds reduce oxidative stress, fight internal inflammation, and most importantly, help keep your blood vessels open, elastic, and responsive. That means more blood flowing, with less resistance, right where it's needed most. I once worked with Harold, a retired engineer in his early 70s. On paper, he looked fine: normal weight, decent blood pressure, relatively healthy, but his erections were weak, unpredictable, and often non-existent. He wasn't depressed, just frustrated. He said it felt like something inside him had disconnected. We added a high-quality grapeseed extract to his daily routine. Fancy, just standardized, pure, and within 6 weeks, he started noticing real changes. He told me he felt clearer mentally, he walked with more energy, he woke up with morning erections again, something he hadn't experienced in over 2 years. Doc, he said, I didn't even realize how sluggish I'd become until things started working properly again. That's the thing about circulation and male health: it's not just about performance, it's about presence. It's about how connected you feel to your own body. When blood flow improves, the brain gets more oxygen, the heart doesn't have to work as hard, your entire system runs smoother. And yes, your intimate life benefits, but so does your daily vitality. One of the most exciting things is how well grapeseed extract works in synergy with L-citrulline. Think of it this way: L-citrulline opens the highway, grapeseed extract cleans and maintains it. Together, they create an environment where erections can return naturally, reliably, without being forced or fragile. That's real power. That's real restoration. If you're considering trying grapeseed extract, look for standardized hypolyphy formulas. In my practice, I often recommend patented versions like Mega Natural BP, which have been clinically studied and optimized for cardiovascular health. They're not just supplements, they're tools for transformation. And here's the deeper layer: when your arteries are clean and relaxed, you're not just improving your intimacy, you're actively protecting yourself from heart disease, stroke, and even complications of diabetes. This is whole body renewal, not just bedroom repair. But even as we clear the path for healthy blood flow, there's another silent threat you must address: chronic inflammation. You can't always see it, you don't always feel it, but it corrodes your blood vessels from the inside, dulling sensation, weakening response, and slowly sabotaging everything you're trying to rebuild. And that is what we'll explore next. 3. So now that we've unclogged the blood vessels and cleared the path, what's still silently corroding your ability to respond like you used to? It's time we address the hidden enemy that destroys male performance, not with noise, but with quiet persistence: chronic inflammation. Most men over 60 are battling it without even knowing. And while the symptoms are invisible, The damage is very real, especially to the delicate tissues that make strong, reliable erections possible. This brings us to the third powerhouse in our natural recovery strategy, quercetin, what I call the unsung bodyguard of your vascular health. Inflammation doesn't always scream, it doesn't bruise, it doesn't show up on a thermometer, but it seeps into your arteries, your organs, even the soft erectile tissue, dulling sensitivity, hardening blood vessels, and gradually weakening the very foundation of male function. If you've ever felt like your desire is there but your body doesn't follow through, inflammation might be to blame. That's where quercetin steps in. It's not just an anti-inflammatory, it's a vascular protector. What I love about it, as a clinician, is that it works on the endothelium, that thin, intelligent lining of your blood vessels responsible for regulating blood flow into the penis. When that lining is inflamed or damaged, erections become weaker, it's slower to respond, and less satisfying. But when it's supported, when healing begins, you don't just notice it physically. You feel a deep return of control and connection to your body. One of my patients, Alan, a retired high school principal in his late 60s, said it best. He was doing everything right, clean eating, walking daily, but his erections were unreliable. It's like the signal is there, he told me, but my body doesn't pick it up. We added a simple 500 milligrams capsule of quercetin to his midday routine, nothing exotic. 6 weeks later, he came back with a different tone. "Doc, I'm waking up feeling like something's coming back to life." And the way he said it, it wasn't just about sex, it was about hope. That's the pattern I've seen over and over. Quercetin doesn't hit like fireworks. It works quietly, gradually helping you rebuild what years of low-level inflammation have tried to take. You don't just feel stronger, you feel clearer, more present, more alive. And it's not just about intimacy. Quercetin also helps your immune system stay sharp, reduces allergy responses, and has shown potential in brain health support. But for men over 60, its real gift is in how it protects the circulatory system, the very infrastructure behind every erection. Here's what I always tell my patients. Quercetin works best when you give it the right environment. That means cutting back on ultra-processed foods, reducing sugar, and sticking to whole grains, vegetables, and healthy fats. Think of it like planting a tree. If you nourish the soil, the roots grow stronger. In this case, the roots are your arteries. And yes, quercetin pairs beautifully with both L-citrulline and grapeseed extract, which we've already discussed. Together, they don't just create blood flow, they protect it, restore flexibility to your arteries, and rebuild the delicate inner systems that make healthy erections possible. Again, not forced, not fragile, but natural and confident. Now, here's something exciting. What if I told you there's a natural compound that doesn't just protect what you already have, but actually amplifies your strength, endurance, and sensitivity? Something that mimics the effects of medications like Viagra, but works with your body, not against it, and is backed by real clinical science. That's exactly what we're diving into next. Trust me, you'll want to hear this one, for we've opened up the pathways, reduced inflammation, and restored vascular sensitivity. But what if there was something that could do even more, something that mimics what medications like Viagra do, but in harmony with your body instead of forcing it? That's the next level of male vitality restoration. And it brings us to one of my favorite tools, something I've come to call the natural alternative to Viagra for good reason. It's pine bark extract, particularly the patented form, known as pycnogenol. This compound has helped many of my patients in their 60s and 70s feel like they're in their 40s again without the headaches, flushed skin, or heart palpitations that often come with pharmaceutical shortcuts. In fact, I've had countless men walk into my office, usually lowering their voices, eyes filled with hope, and ask me quietly, "Doc, is there something natural that actually works?" They're often skeptical, burned by false promises, or embarrassed by dependency on little blue pills. And time after time, my answer is the same. Yes, and it's backed by real science. Pycnogenol isn't magic, it's medicine from nature, with the research to prove it. Clinical studies have shown that when combined with L-citrulline or LO, it significantly improves erectile function, not just by forcing blood flow but by restoring the body's own ability to produce nitric oxide, relax blood vessels, and hold an erection naturally. Let me tell you about Ron. He was 65, had been using Viagra for years. It worked until it didn't. Side effects started creeping in: headaches, flushed face, and once, a frightening episode of heart palpitations that sent him into panic. He came to me and asked, "Is there another way?" I put him on a foundational protocol with pycnogenol paired with L-citrulline and a cleaner diet. We gave it time, about 6 weeks, and then I got a call from him. "Doc, I think I'm done with pills." That's the power of pycnogenol. It stimulates nitric oxide production just like Viagra, but in a gentler, more sustainable way. It improves arterial elasticity, reduces oxidative stress, and enhances overall circulation, not just in the bedroom, but throughout the entire body. Many men report sharper mental clarity, more stable energy, and even better sleep because blood flow impacts everything. What makes pycnogenol so special is that it works with your system, not against it. Rather than blasting the arteries, popping It softens the resistance and lets your body reclaim its natural rhythm. That means fewer risks, more control, and results that compound over time. This isn't a one-night miracle, it's a gradual restoration of strength, endurance, and responsiveness. In my practice, I recommend starting with 100 milligrams per day, increasing to 200 milligrams if tolerated well, especially when used alongside other blood flow boosters like L-citrulline, grapeseed extract, or quercetin. The key here is consistency. Give your body time to adapt. Think of it like restoring an old engine, not with brute force, but with precision, care, and respect for the machine. And here's what's truly exciting. When you combine all the elements we've discussed so far, opening the vessels with citrulline, cleaning them with grapeseed extract, protecting them with quercetin, and amplifying nitric oxide with pycnogenol, you're no longer just managing symptoms. You're rebuilding performance from the inside out. But even then, one critical piece is still missing. A piece that most men completely overlook. It's not about circulation. It's not about blood vessels. It's about your hormones. Because after age 60, your hormonal profile begins to shift quietly but profoundly. And unless you address it, it can erode not only your sex life, but your energy, confidence, and identity as a man. Next, I'll show you how to rebalance your hormones naturally without testosterone injections or risky shortcuts, and reignite the internal fire that makes all of this possible. 5. We've optimized blood flow, restored vessel health, lowered inflammation, and reawakened nitric oxide production. But here's the question most men forget to ask. What's the fuel behind all of it? What powers your drive, confidence, and sense of identity? That fuel is hormones. And after 60, your hormonal engine doesn't just slow down, it starts working against you. That's where our fifth supplement comes in, Tongkat Oliwat. I consider the natural ignition switch for masculine vitality. This isn't about chasing youth, it's about reclaiming the internal spark that gives life its meaning. I've seen it too many times to count. A man looks in the mirror and doesn't quite recognize himself. He's not sick, not depressed, but something's missing. Not just sexually, but in his energy, purpose, and presence. He's moving, but he's not driven. Most of them assume that's just aging, but it's not. Not entirely. The real story is that testosterone slowly declines while cortisol, the stress hormone, rises, and that combination quietly erodes everything. Sex drive, physical energy, emotional connection, even motivation to engage with life. Tongkat, adaptogenic root extract used for centuries in Southeast Asia, helps rebalance that hormonal scale. Modern science now supports what tradition always knew. This root gently lowers cortisol, raises free testosterone, and signals your body to reclaim desire, confidence, and vitality, not by pushing it, but by unlocking what's already there. One patient of mine, George, 73, widowed, came in not seeking a partner but seeking himself. "Doc," he said, "I just want to feel like a man again." He'd lost interest in the simple things he used to love: walking his dog, tinkering on his boat, even a light flirt with a neighbor. We added Tongkat Oli standardized 200:1 extract, 200 milligrams daily, with 5 days on, 2 days off. 3 weeks later, he came back with a smile I'll never forget. "I feel like I woke up," he said. He wasn't chasing his 20s, he was grounded, alert, more himself. And that's the true power of this compound. It doesn't just support erections, it supports everything that makes them possible. The thoughts, the desire, the motivation, the confidence to try again. Tongkat Ali is the final puzzle piece in what I call full system male recovery. Because when combined with L-citrulline for restoring blood flow, grapeseed extract to clean arteries, quercetin to protect vascular linings, and pycnogenol to amplify nitric oxide, Tongkat Ali addresses hormonal balance, the very root of masculine drive. But here's something most men still ask me. If this works so well, why don't more doctors recommend it? And the answer is frustratingly simple. There's a difference between treating symptoms and rebuilding function. Conventional medicine is often excellent at emergency fixes, but when it comes to long-term restoration, especially something as layered as male vitality, pharmaceuticals fall short. Let's be honest. Drugs like Viagra and Cialis had their place. They changed lives when they first arrived, but they were never meant to be long-term solutions. They forced blood into the penis, overriding your body's natural response. And yes, they may work for a while, but the deeper problem remains. They don't fix anything. They don't improve artery health. They don't reduce inflammation. They don't raise nitric oxide or testosterone. They just mask the issue for a few hours and then wear off, often with side effects that leave you chasing results with increasing frustration. But these 5 supplements, they work differently. They don't override your system, they rebuild it. They lay the groundwork so your body remembers how to perform, how to feel, how to respond. They make you the solution, not the problem. I'll never forget Sam, a man who had relied on meds for nearly a decade. When he came to me, he was emotionally worn out, chasing momentary relief without real results. We switched him to the protocol you've now heard throughout this video. He was skeptical at first. He'd been let down before, but after a few months the shift was undeniable. "Doc," he said, "for the first time in years, it's coming from me, not the pill." That's the goal. Not just function, but freedom, the return of the inner fire, the ease of movement, the emotional and physical connection to your partner and to yourself. This isn't a rewind, it's a rebuild, a natural, lasting return to vitality on your terms. Now that you've seen the path laid out clearly before you, here's the truth that matters most. You don't have to do it all at once. You just have to start. You now understand how blood flow, vascular repair, inflammation control, nitric oxide production, and hormone balance work together, not just to restore your performance, but to reignite the power, presence, and identity that time may have dimmed. We've talked about L-citrulline to rebuild your circulation, grapeseed extract to clean and protect your arteries, quercetin to shield the sensitive lining, pycnogenol to amplify your body's natural response, and Tongkat Ali to revive your internal fire. These aren't miracle pills. They're tools backed by science, aligned with nature, and proven in real lives like yours. But more important than the ingredients is this: you showed up, you watched, you listened, and you stayed curious. That alone sets you apart. Because most men don't ask these questions. Most never realize that what they've lost isn't gone, it's just waiting to be reawakened. So here's what I encourage you to do next. Try the starter plan. Give it 2 weeks. Watch how your body responds, not just in function but in energy, clarity, and confidence. Move more, sleep better, breathe deeper, and most of all stay consistent, because when you show your body that you're ready, it responds, slowly, quietly at first, then stronger, then unmistakably. I've seen it happen in men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, and you are no exception. If this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your experience, your hopes, or even your questions in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else to begin. And if you found this valuable, consider giving the video a like. It helps us reach more men who need this message. If you haven't already, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos designed to support your strength, vitality, and freedom. You are not broken, you are not too old, and you are certainly not finished. This is your second act, and it can be your strongest yet. I'm Dr. James, and I'm with you every step of the way.